What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am here to do my Week 6 college football predictions. Now, with Week 5 in the books, we are now into Week 6 of the college football season, and it only gets tougher from here. So I am extremely excited to do my Week 6 college football predictions for you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record in Week 5 was fantastic. We went 30-9, so we're coming in extremely hot, and I'm looking to keep it that way. So over this video, we will continue the winning ways. We're on a 5-week winning streak. Hope in this video we make it 6 weeks in a row, hopefully. Now, this is the first video of a combined 4 video day on our channel today and this week, guys. So, hope you guys will be able to watch this video and all the fantastic videos we got on deck on the channel in the month of October this year. And as always, show your support on the channel as always, guys, by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, hitting that notification bell, and commenting your picks, your opinions, and representing your college football teams in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel today, guys, as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video, boy, big to go. And if you're a huge fan of college football like myself, and you're ready for Week 6 of the college football season, welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerous, and welcome to the club, because this club is just two. Whoop whoop! Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into my Week 6 college football predictions. Let's start off with the games that will happen on Friday night. Starting off with a Big Ten rivalry showdown between the Nebraska Cornhuskers heading to New Jersey to face the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Now, this is the 6th meeting between Nebraska and Rutgers. The Cornhuskers have won the last 5 meetings over the Scarlet Knights, dating all the way back, folks, to 1920. So the Cornhuskers have owned this rivalry for 102 years. Now, starting off in Nebraska, they're coming off their victory on Saturday night over Indiana, and the Cornhuskers are looking to continue winning ways and get a victory on the road to get back to 500. The other side, you have the Rutgers Scarlet Knights coming off their loss on Saturday to Ohio State, and the Scarlet Knights are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this Big Ten rivalry showdown on Friday night, I am going to go with the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Nebraska Cornhuskers in a shootout. And now the next matchup on Friday night. It is an American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between the Houston Cougars heading to Memphis, Tennessee to face the Memphis Tigers. Now, this is the 31st meeting between Houston and Memphis. Houston leads the all-time series 16-14. Now, the Cougars won last year's meeting over the Tigers, and the Tigers are looking to defeat the Cougars for the first time in 2 years. Now, Houston's coming off their loss on Friday night in overtime, losing to the Tulane Green Wave, and the Cougars are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road. There's you have the Memphis Tigers coming off their victory on Saturday over Temple, and the Tigers are looking to continue winning ways with a huge victory at home. So coming from me in this American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown on Friday night, this one's kind of a tricky pick, but coming from me, I am going to go with the Memphis Tigers to get it done at home and defeat the Houston Cougars in a shootout. And now the next matchup on Friday. It is a Mountain West Conference rivalry showdown between the winless Colorado State Rams heading to Reno, Nevada to face the Nevada Wolfpack. Now, this is the 18th meeting between Colorado State and Nevada. Colorado State leads the old-time series 12-5. Now, the Wolfpack have won the last 2 meetings over the Rams, and the Rams are looking to defeat the Wolfpack for the first time since 2017. Now, both teams are coming off their bye week. Colorado State's coming in winless at 0-4, and Nevada's coming in at 2-3. So, coming from me in this Mountain West Conference rivalry showdown on Friday night, will the Colorado State Rams finally win a game this season? And in this game, I don't think so. I am going to go with the Nevada Wolfpack to get it done at home and defeat the winless Colorado State Rams. And now the next matchup on Friday night. It is a Mountain West Conference West rivalry showdown between the UNLV Rebels heading to San Jose, California to face the San Jose State Spartans. Now, this is the 27th meeting between UNLV and San Jose State. San Jose State leads the old-time series 19-6-1. Now, the Spartans have won the last 2 meetings over the Rebels back in 2020 and last year, and the Rebels are looking to defeat the Spartans for the first time since 2019. Now, UNLV is coming off their victory over New Mexico on Friday, and the Rebels are looking to continue winning ways and get a big victory on the road. There's the idea of the San Jose State Spartans coming off their big victory over Wyoming on Saturday, and the Spartans are looking to continue winning ways and get it done at home. So, coming from me in this Mountain West Conference West rivalry showdown on Friday night, ooh, man, both teams are coming in having great records. UNLV at 4-1, San Jose State at 3-1. So this one's going to be a tough pick, but I am going to go with the UNLV Rebels to get it done on the road and defeat the San Jose State Spartans in a close one. And now on to the enormous Saturday slate, starting off with an independent rivalry showdown between the BYU Cougars heading to South Bend to face the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now this is the 7th meeting between BYU and Notre Dame. Notre Dame leads the old-time series 4-2. Now the Irish last defeated the Cougars all the way back in 2005, and the Cougars are looking to defeat the Irish for the first time since 2004. Now BYU is coming off their big victory on Thursday over Utah State, and the Cougars are looking to continue winning ways and get it done on the road. The other side, you have the Fighting Irish and Notre Dame coming off their bye week. They're coming in at 2-2, and the Irish are looking to come off a bye with a big victory at home. So coming from me in this independent rivalry showdown, boy, this one's a tough pick. Notre Dame coming in at 2-2 could definitely be a team that BYU better fear. But coming from me, I am going to go with the BYU Cougars to get it done on the road and defeat the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame in a shootout. And our next matchup, it is an SEC rivalry showdown between the undefeated Ole Miss Rebels heading to Nashville, Tennessee to face the Vanderbilt Commodores. Now this is the 97th meeting between Ole Miss and Vanderbilt. Ole Miss leads the old-time series 52-40-2. Now, the Rebels have won the last 3 meetings over the Commodores, dating all the way back to 2019, and the Commodores are looking to defeat the Rebels for the first time since 2018. Now, Ole Miss is coming off their huge upset victory on Saturday, defeating then undefeated Kentucky, and the Rebels are looking to continue winning ways and get it done on the road and remain undefeated. There's the idea of the Vanderbilt Commodores coming off their bye week. They're coming in at 3-2, and the Commodores are looking to come off a bye with a big victory against an undefeated squad. So coming from me in this SEC rivalry showdown, who would have thought? Ole Miss is 5-0 coming into week 6. Who would have thought? And the fact that they beat Kentucky last Saturday was a pretty big upset for them. So coming from me, I am going to go with the Ole Miss Rebels to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Vanderbilt Commodores. And now the next matchup. It is a massive Big 12 rivalry showdown and one of the big games in week number 6 of the college football season. And College Game Day will be there for the first time ever between the undefeated TCU Horned Frogs heading to Lawrence, Kansas to face the undefeated Kansas Jayhawks. Now this is the 39th meeting between TCU and Kansas. TCU leads the old-time series 25-9-4. Now the Horned Frogs have won the last 3 meetings over the Jayhawks dating back to 2019 and last year, and the Jayhawks are looking to defeat the Horned Frogs for the first time since 2018. Now TCU is coming off their big victory at home defeating my Oklahoma Sooners. They got it done, we just didn't, but they did injure my quarterback Dylan Gabriel, so what the hell was that, TCU? You want to hurt our quarterback just to get a big victory? But TCU got it done, and they're looking to continue winning ways and remain undefeated. Their side, you have the undefeated Kansas Jayhawks coming off their victory over Iowa State. The score was, I think, 14-11. And the Jayhawks are looking to continue this amazing year that they're having. They're looking to get it done at home and remain undefeated. So coming from me in this massive Big 12 rivalry showdown, in which College Game Day will be in Lawrence for the first time ever, this one's going to be good. I have a feeling this one's going to be a fantastic Big 12 showdown, and we know it's going to be a fun show at Lawrence at College Game Day on ESPN with Reese Davis, Desmond Howard, Pat McAfee, Lee Corso, and Herb Street. This one's going to be fun. But coming from me, I am going to go with the undefeated Kansas Jayhawks to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the TCU Horned Frogs. Rock Chalk, Jayhawk. And our next matchup, it is an SEC West rivalry showdown between the Arkansas Razorbacks heading to Starksville, Mississippi to face the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Now this is the 33rd meeting between Arkansas and Mississippi State. Arkansas leads the all-time series 18-13-1. Now the Hogs have won the last 2 meetings over the Bulldogs back in 2020 and last year, and the Bulldogs are looking to defeat the Hogs for the first time since 2019. Now Arkansas is coming off their loss on Saturday to Alabama. It was not their best game, and KJ Jefferson and the Razorbacks are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road. Their side, you have the Mississippi State Bulldogs coming off their big victory over Texas A&M on Saturday, and the Bulldogs are looking to continue winning ways and get it done at home. So coming from me in this SEC West rivalry showdown, this one's going to be good. KJ Jefferson versus Will Rogers. This one's going to be good. But coming from me, I think those Cowboys are going to be ringing loud in Starksville. So I am going to go with Will Rogers and the Mississippi State Bulldogs to get it done at home and defeat the Arkansas Razorbacks in a very close shootout. And now next matchup, it is an SEC East rivalry showdown between the South Carolina Gamecocks heading to Lexington, Kentucky to face the Kentucky Wildcats. Now this is the 34th meeting between South Carolina and Kentucky. South Carolina leads the old-time series 18-14-1. Now the Wildcats have won the last two meetings over the Gamecocks back in 2020 and last year, and the Gamecocks are looking to defeat the Wildcats for the first time since 2019. Now South Carolina is coming off their victory on Thursday over South Carolina State because that game was moved thanks to Hurricane Ian, and Spencer Rattler and the Gamecocks are looking to continue winning ways and get a big victory on the road. There is idea of the Kentucky Wildcats coming off their first loss of the season, losing to Ole Miss on Saturday, and Will Levis and the Wildcats are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this SEC East rivalry showdown, this one's a good quarterback showdown as well. Spencer Rattler, who played at Oklahoma, versus Will Levis. This one's going to be good, but coming from me, I'm going to go with Mark Stoops, Will Levis, and the Kentucky Wildcats to get it done at home and defeat the South Carolina Gamecocks in a shootout. And our next matchup, it is an ACC Coastal rivalry showdown between the Virginia Tech Hokies heading to Heinz Field to face the Pittsburgh Panthers. Now this is the 22nd meeting between Virginia Tech and Pittsburgh. Virginia Tech leads the old-time series 11-10. Now the Panthers have won the last two meetings over the Hokies back in 2020 and last year, and the Hokies are looking to defeat the Panthers for the first time since 2019. Now Virginia Tech is coming off their loss to North Carolina on Saturday, and the Hokies are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road. There is idea of the Pittsburgh Panthers coming off their surprising loss on Saturday night, losing to Georgia Tech. After Georgia Tech fired their coach, Georgia Tech got it done on Saturday night, and the Panthers are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this ACC Coastal rivalry showdown, I'm going to go with a little bit of an upset. I am going to go with the Virginia Tech Hokies to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the Pittsburgh Panthers in a close one. And our next matchup, it is an American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between the South Florida Bulls heading to Cincinnati, Ohio to face the Cincinnati Bearcats. Now this is the 20th meeting between USF and Cincinnati. Cincinnati leads the old-time series 12-7. Now the Bearcats have won the last four meetings over the Bulls dating all the way back to 2018, and the Bulls are looking to finally defeat the Bearcats for the first time since 2017. Now USF is coming off their loss on Saturday to Eastern Carolina, and the Bulls are looking desperately to rebound and bounce back on the road. There is idea of the Cincinnati Bearcats coming off their victory on Saturday over Tulsa, and the Bearcats are looking to continue winning ways and get it done at home. So coming from me in this American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Ben Bryant and the Cincinnati Bearcats to get it done at home and defeat the South Florida Bulls in a potential blowout. And our next matchup between the Black Knights of Army heading to Winston-Salem, North Carolina to face the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. Now this is the 18th meeting between Army and Wake Forest. Wake Forest leads the old-time series 12-5. Now, the Demon Deacons won last year's meeting over the Black Knights, and the Black Knights are looking to defeat the Demon Deacons for the first time since 2016. Now, Army is coming off their loss on Saturday to Georgia State, and the Black Knights are looking to desperately rebound and bounce back on the road. There is side you have the Wake Forest Demon Deacons coming off their huge victory over then undefeated Florida State on Saturday, and Sam Hartman and the Demon Deacons are looking to continue winning ways and get it done at home. So, coming from me in this matchup, I am going to go with Sam Hartman and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons to get it done at home and defeat the Army Black Knights. And our next matchup, it is an ACC Coastal rivalry showdown between the Duke Blue Devils heading to Atlanta, Georgia to face the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Now this is the 90th meeting between Duke and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech leads the old-time series 53-35-1. Now, the Yellow Jackets have won the last two meetings over the Blue Devils back in 2020 and last year, and the Blue Devils are looking to finally defeat the Yellow Jackets for the first time since 2019. Now, Duke is coming off their big victory on Saturday over Virginia, and the Blue Devils are looking to continue winning ways and get a big victory on the road. There is idea of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets coming off their huge upset victory over Pittsburgh on Saturday. After firing their coach this past week, they found a way to get it done against Pittsburgh on Saturday, and the Yellow Jackets are looking to continue winning ways and get a victory at home to get back to 500. So coming from me in this ACC Coastal rivalry showdown, I'm going to go with my favorite college basketball team, and that's the Duke Blue Devils to get it done here in college football on the road and defeat the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. And our next matchup, it is a Big Ten West rivalry showdown between the Iowa Hawkeyes heading to Champaign, Illinois to face the Illinois Fighting Illini. Now this is the 78th meeting between Iowa and Illinois. Illinois leads the old-time series 38, 37, and 2. Now the Hawkeyes have won the last 8 meetings over the Fighting Illini, dating all the way back to 2014, and the Illini are looking to finally defeat the Hawkeyes for the first time, folks, since 2008, 14 years ago. Now, Iowa's coming off their loss on Saturday to Michigan, and the Hawkeyes are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road. There is side you have the Fighting Illini of Illinois coming off their big victory over Wisconsin on Saturday, and I know my good friend, the Gamers Goon, who is a die-hard Fighting Illini's fan, is happy to see his Fighting Illini having an amazing year, and it's all because of the power of the D, and that's Tommy D, Tommy DeVito, baby. And the Fighting Illini are looking to continue winning ways and get it done at home. So, coming from me in this Big Ten West rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Tommy DeVito, a.k.a. Tommy D, baby, and Gamers Goons Fighting Illini of Illinois to get it done at home and defeat the Iowa Hawkeyes. Fight, Illini, fight! And our next matchup, it is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between the Kansas State Wildcats heading to Ames, Iowa to face the Iowa State Cyclones. Now this is the 106th meeting between Kansas State and Iowa State. Iowa State leads the old-time series 52, 49, and 4. Now the Cyclones have won the last 2 meetings over the Wildcats back in 2020 and last year, and the Wildcats are looking to defeat the Cyclones for the first time since 2019. Now Kansas State's coming off their victory on Saturday over Texas Tech, and the Wildcats are looking to continue winning ways and get a big victory on the road. There is side you have the Iowa State Cyclones coming off their loss to Kansas on Saturday. After only scoring 11 points in that game, they fell short, and the Cyclones are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Adrian Martinez, Deuce Vaughn, and the Kansas State Wildcats to get it done on the road and defeat the Iowa State Cyclones in a shootout. And our next matchup, it is an SEC East rivalry showdown between the Missouri Tigers heading to the Swamp in Gainesville to face the Florida Gators. Now this is the 12th meeting between Missouri and Florida. Missouri leads the all-time series 6-5. Now the Tigers won last year's meeting over the Gators, and the Gators are looking to defeat the Tigers for the first time in 2 years. Now Missouri is coming off their heartbreaking loss at home, losing to #1 Georgia on Saturday. Even though they were leading that whole game, they fell short in the 4th quarter. And the Tigers are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road. There's the idea of the Florida Gators looking to continue winning ways, and they're looking to get it done at home. So coming from me in this SEC East rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Anthony Richardson and the Florida Gators to get it done here and defeat the Missouri Tigers. Chomp, chomp. And our next matchup, it is a Mountain West Conference Mountain rivalry showdown between the Air Force Academy Falcons heading to Logan, Utah to face the Utah State Aggies. Now this is the 10th meeting between the Air Force Academy and Utah State. The Air Force Academy leads the all-time series 5-4. Now the Aggies won last year's meeting over the Falcons, and the Falcons are looking to defeat the Aggies for the first time in 2 years. Now the Air Force Academy is coming off their victory over Navy on Saturday, and the Falcons are looking to continue to fly high and get it done on the road in this Mountain West Conference Mountain Rivalry Showdown. There is the idea of the Utah State Aggies coming off their loss on Thursday to BYU. They're coming in at 1-4, and the Aggies are desperately looking to get back on the winning track and get a big victory at home. So coming from me in this Mountain West Conference Mountain Rivalry Showdown, I am going to go with the Air Force Academy Falcons to continue to fly high and get it done on the road and defeat the Utah State Aggies in a shootout. And our next matchup, it is an ACC Coastal rivalry showdown between the North Carolina Tar Heels heading to Miami to face the Miami Hurricanes, a.k.a. the U. Now this is the 24th meeting between North Carolina and Miami. North Carolina leads the all-time series 12-11. Now, the Tar Heels have won the last 3 meetings over the Hurricanes, and the Hurricanes are looking to defeat the Tar Heels for the first time since 2018. Now, North Carolina is coming off their victory over Virginia Tech on Saturday, and Mack Brown is looking to continue his winning ways in North Carolina and get it done here on the road. There is the idea of the Miami Hurricanes coming off their bye week after getting embarrassed by Middle Tennessee in week number 4, and the Hurricanes are looking to come off a bye with a big victory at home. So, coming from me in this ACC Coastal rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Drake May, Mack Brown, and the North Carolina Tar Heels to get it done on the road and defeat the Miami Hurricanes in a close one. And our next matchup, it is an ACC Atlantic rivalry showdown between the Florida State Seminoles heading to Raleigh, North Carolina to face the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Now this is the 42nd meeting between Florida State and NC State. Florida State leads the all-time series 26-15. Now the Wolfpack have won the last 2 meetings over the Seminoles, and the Seminoles are looking to finally defeat the Wolfpack for the first time since 2019. Now both teams are coming off losses in week 5 over ACC opponents. Florida State losing to Wake Forest and North Carolina State losing to Clemson, and both teams are looking to rebound and bounce back this week. So coming from me in this ACC Atlantic rivalry showdown between these two 4-1 squads looking to rebound after tough losses in week number 5. Oh man, this one's a tough pick. But I am going to go with the Florida State Seminoles to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the North Carolina State Wolfpack in a close shootout. And now next matchup. It is an independent rivalry showdown between the Liberty Flames heading to Amherst, Massachusetts to face the Minutemen of UMass. Now this is the 5th meeting between Liberty and UMass. Liberty leads the all-time series 3-1. Now the Flames have won the last 3 meetings over the Minutemen, and the Minutemen are looking to finally defeat the Flames for the first time since 2018. Now Liberty is coming in after defeating Old Dominion on Saturday night. They're coming in at 4-1, and the Flames are looking to continue that flame and get it done here on the road. Their side, you have the Minutemen of UMass coming off their loss to Eastern Michigan on Saturday, and UMass is desperately looking to rebound and bounce back and get a big victory at home. So coming from me in this independent rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Liberty Flames to get it done on the road and defeat the UMass Minutemen in a potential blowout. And now next matchup. It is a Conference USA rivalry showdown between the UTEP Miners heading to Ruston, Louisiana to face the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. Now this is the 19th meeting between UTEP and La Tech. La Tech leads the old-time series 14-3-1. Now the Miners won last year's meeting over the Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs are looking to defeat the Miners for the first time in 2 years. Now UTEP is coming off their victory over Charlotte on Saturday, and the Miners are looking to continue winning ways and get a victory on the road. There is the idea of the La Tech Bulldogs coming off their bye week. They're coming in at 1-3, and the Bulldogs are looking to come off a bye with a big victory at home. So coming from me in this Conference USA rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the UTEP Miners to get it done on the road and defeat the La Tech Bulldogs. And now next matchup. It is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between the Texas Tech Red Raiders heading to Stillwater, Oklahoma to face the undefeated Oklahoma State Cowboys. Now this is the 50th meeting between Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. Folks, this series is tied 23-3. Now, the Cowboys have won the last 2 meetings over the Red Raiders, and the Red Raiders are looking to finally defeat the Cowboys for the first time since 2019. Now, Texas Tech is coming off their loss to Kansas State on Saturday, and the Red Raiders are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road. Their side, you have the undefeated Oklahoma State Cowboys coming off their big victory over Baylor, getting their revenge from last year's Big 12 championship game, and Spencer Sanders, Mike Gundy, and the Cowboys are looking to continue winning ways and get it done at home and remain undefeated. So coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown, even though I do not like Oklahoma State, being an Oklahoma Sooners fan, I am going to go with Spencer Sanders, Mike Gundy, and the Oklahoma State Cowboys to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Texas Tech Red Raiders in a shootout. And now next matchup, it is a MAC East rivalry showdown between the Akron Zips heading to Athens, Ohio to face the Ohio Bobcats. Now this is the 39th meeting between Akron and Ohio. Ohio leads the old-time series 24-13-1. Now the Bobcats have won the last 4 meetings over the Zips, and the Zips are looking to finally defeat the Bobcats for the first time since 2017. Now Akron's coming off their loss to Bowling Green on Saturday, and the Zips are desperately looking to rebound and bounce back on the road. There's the idea of the Ohio Bobcats coming off their loss in overtime to Kent State on Saturday, and the Bobcats are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this MAC East rivalry showdown between these 2 Ohio college football squads, I am going to go with the Ohio Bobcats to rebound and bounce back at home and get back to 500 and defeat the Akron Zips. And now next matchup. It is an American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes heading to Annapolis to face the Midshipmen of Navy. Now this is the 10th meeting between Tulsa and Navy. Navy leads the old-time series 7-2. Now the Midshipmen won last year's meeting over the Golden Hurricanes, and the Golden Hurricanes are looking to defeat the Midshipmen for the first time in 2 years. Now Tulsa is coming off their loss on Saturday to Cincinnati, and the Golden Hurricanes are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road and get back to 500. Their side, you have the Midshipmen of Navy losing to the Air Force Academy on Saturday. Navy's having a rough year as well as Army, and the only military academy squad that's having a great year is the Air Force Academy. So the Air Force Academy could be taking that Commanders-in-Chief's trophy this year, and the Midshipmen are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown, I'm going to go with a little bit of an upset. I'm going to go with the Midshipmen of Navy to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes in a close one. And our next matchup, it is a MAC East rivalry showdown between the Kent State Golden Flashes heading to Oxford, Ohio to face the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. Now this is the 69th meeting. Nice. Between Kent State and Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio leads the old-time series 50-18. Now, the Golden Flashes won last year's meeting over the Red Hawks, and the Red Hawks are looking to defeat the Golden Flashes for the first time since 2019. Now, both teams are coming out very different week 5s in the MAC Conference. Kent State's coming off their victory over Ohio in overtime on Saturday, and Miami of Ohio is coming off their loss to Buffalo on Saturday. So, coming from me in this MAC East rivalry showdown between these 2-2-3 squads, I am going to go with the Miami of Ohio Redhawks to rebound and bounce back at home and get back to 500 and defeat the Golden Flashes of Kent State. And now next matchup, it is a Pac-12 rivalry showdown between the Oregon State Beavers heading to Stanford, California to face the Stanford Cardinal. Now this is the 89th meeting between Oregon State and Stanford. Stanford leads the old-time series 59-26-3. Now, the Beavers won last year's meeting over the Cardinal, and the Cardinal are looking to defeat the Beavers for the first time in 2 years. Now, Oregon State's coming off their loss on Saturday night to Utah, and the Beavers are looking desperately to rebound and bounce back on the road. There is idea of the Stanford Cardinal coming off to Oregon State's rival Oregon on Saturday night, and the Cardinal are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So, coming from me in this Pac-12 rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Oregon State Beavers to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the Stanford Cardinal. And our next matchup, it is another Pac-12 rivalry showdown between the Washington Huskies heading to Tempe, Arizona to face the Arizona State Sun Devils. Now this is the 39th meeting between Washington and Arizona State. Arizona State leads the old-time series 21-17. Now the Sun Devils won last year's meeting over the Huskies, and the Huskies are looking to defeat the Sun Devils for the first time since 2018. Now both teams are coming off losses in the Pac-12 Conference this past week. Washington's coming off their loss on Friday to UCLA, and Arizona State's coming off their loss to USC on Saturday. So coming from me in this Pac-12 rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Washington Huskies to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the Arizona State Sun Devils in a shootout. And now next matchup, it is a Conference USA rivalry showdown between the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders heading to Birmingham, Alabama to face the Alabama Birmingham Blazers. Now this is the 9th meeting between Middle Tennessee and UAB. The series is tied 4-4. Now the Blazers won the last meeting over the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders back in the 2018 Conference USA Championship game, and the Blue Raiders are looking to defeat the Blazers for the first time since that same year in 2018 on November 24, 2 days before my birthday. Now, Middle Tennessee is coming off their loss to Texas San Antonio on Friday, and the Blue Raiders are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road. The other side, you have the UAB Blazers coming off their loss to Rice on Saturday night, and the Blazers are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this Conference USA rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the UAB Blazers. And our next matchup, it is a massive Mountain West Conference rivalry showdown, and it's one of my favorite rivalries being a Boise State Broncos fan because it's the battle for the milk can between my city's Fresno State Bulldogs heading to the Smurf Turf to face my Boise State Broncos. Now this is the 24th meeting between Fresno State and Boise State. Boise State leads the all-time series 16-7. Now, my Broncos won last year's meeting over the Bulldogs with a score of 40-14, and the Bulldogs are looking to defeat my Broncos for the first time since 2018. Now, Fresno State's coming off their very surprising loss on the road on Saturday, losing to UConn. Fresno State's coming in at 1-3, and Jet Tedford and the Bulldogs are looking to rebound and bounce back in the worst way possible and get it done here on the road. The other side, you have my Boise State Broncos coming off their big victory on Friday over San Diego State, and the biggest news coming out of that game was Hank Bachmeier is transferring out of Boise State. So I'm so shocked that he didn't play that game against San Diego State on Friday, and then finding out on Saturday that he's transferring out of Boise State. But my Broncos are looking to continue winning ways and continue the dominance that is against the Fresno State Bulldogs. So coming from me in this battle for the milk can between these two hated Mountain West Conference rivals, living in Fresno, California is very tough because this city loves their Fresno State Bulldogs. But for me, I have been a Boise State Broncos fan since 2007, and I have not looked back since. So coming from me, I am going to go with my Boise State Broncos to get it done at home and defeat the Fresno State Bulldogs in a shootout. And now next matchup, it is a Big Ten East rivalry showdown between the undefeated Michigan Wolverines heading to Bloomington, Indiana to face the Indiana Hoosiers. Now this is the 71st meeting between Michigan and Indiana. Michigan leads the all-time series 60-10. Now the Wolverines won last year's meeting over the Hoosiers, and the Hoosiers are looking to defeat the Wolverines for the first time in 2 years. Now Michigan's coming off their big victory over Iowa in that Big Ten championship rematch from last year, and once again Michigan got it done, and J.J. McCarthy and the Wolverines are looking to continue winning ways and remain undefeated. There is the idea of the Indiana Hoosiers coming off their loss on Saturday to Nebraska, and the Hoosiers are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this Big Ten East rivalry showdown, I am going to go with J.J. McCarthy and the undefeated Michigan Wolverines to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Indiana Hoosiers in a shootout. And now next matchup, it is a MAC West rivalry showdown between the Eastern Michigan Eagles heading to Kalamazoo, Michigan to face the Western Michigan Broncos. Now this is the 58th meeting between Eastern Michigan and Western Michigan. Western Michigan leads the all-time series 34-21-2. Now the Eagles have won the last 3 meetings over the Broncos, and the Broncos are looking to finally defeat the Eagles for the first time since 2018. Now Eastern Washington's coming off their victory over UMass on Saturday, and the Eagles are looking to continue winning ways and get it done on the road. There is the idea of the Western Michigan Broncos coming off their victory on Saturday over New Hampshire, and the Broncos are looking to continue winning ways and get it done at home. So coming from me in this MAC West rivalry showdown between these two Michigan squads, I am going to go with the Eastern Michigan Eagles to get it done on the road and defeat the Western Michigan Broncos. And now next matchup, it is an SEC rivalry showdown between the undefeated Tennessee Volunteers heading to Death Valley in Baton Rouge, Louisiana to face the LSU Tigers. Now this is the 34th meeting between Tennessee and LSU. Tennessee leads the all-time series 20-10-3. Now the Tigers have won the last 5 meetings over the Volunteers, dating all the way back to 2006, and the Volunteers are looking to finally defeat the Tigers for the first time since 2005. Now, Tennessee is coming off their bye week. They're coming in perfect at 4-0, and Hendon Hooker and the Volunteers are looking to continue winning ways and get it done here on the road and remain undefeated. There is the idea of the LSU Tigers coming off their victory in the Tiger Bowl against Auburn on Saturday, and Brian Kelly and the Tigers are looking to continue winning ways and get a big victory at home. So coming from me in this SEC rivalry showdown, one of the big games in Week 6 of the college football season. Ooh boy, this one's a tough pick. But coming from me, I am going to go with Hendon Hooker and the Tennessee Volunteers to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the LSU Tigers in a close shootout. And now next matchup, it is a Pac-12 rivalry showdown between the Oregon Ducks heading to Tucson, Arizona to face the Arizona Wildcats. Now this is the 46th meeting between Oregon and Arizona. Oregon leads the all-time series 28-17. Now the Ducks have won the last 2 meetings over the Wildcats, and the Wildcats are looking to finally defeat the Ducks for the first time since 2018. Now Oregon's coming off their victory on Saturday night over Stanford, and I know my good friend the Gamer's Goon, who is a die-hard Oregon Ducks fan, is happy to see his Ducks continuing to get it done with Bo Nix running the show, and the Ducks are looking to continue winning ways and get it done here on the road. There is the idea of the Arizona Wildcats coming off their victory on Saturday night over winless Colorado, and the Wildcats are looking to get a big victory at home against a Pac-12 rival. So coming from me in this Pac-12 rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Bo Nix because Bo knows and Gamers Goons Oregon Ducks to get it done on the road and defeat the Arizona Wildcats. Quack, quack. And now next matchup. It is a big Pac-12 rivalry showdown, one of the big games in week number 6 of the college football season between the Washington State Cougars heading to the LA Coliseum to face the undefeated USC Trojans. Now this is the 76th meeting between Washington State and USC. USC leads the old-time series 61-10-4. Now the Trojans have won the last 3 meetings over the Cougars, and the Cougars are looking to finally defeat the Trojans for the first time since 2017. Now both teams are coming off big wins in the Pac-12 conference this past Saturday. Washington State's coming off their victory over Cal, coming in at 4-1, and USC's coming off their victory over Arizona State on Saturday, coming in undefeated at 5-0. So coming from me in this huge Pac-12 rivalry showdown, one of the big games in week number 6 of the college football season, this is going to be a great quarterback showdown. Cameron Ward versus Caleb Williams. This one's going to be good in the Pac-12. But coming from me, I am going to go with Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams, and the undefeated USC Trojans to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Washington State Cougars in a quarterback shootout. And now next matchup. It is an ACC rivalry showdown between the Louisville Cardinals heading to Charlottesville, Virginia to face the Virginia Cavaliers. Now this is the 11th meeting between Louisville and Virginia. The series is tied 5-5. Now the Cavaliers have won the last 2 meetings over the Cardinals back in 2020 and last year, and the Cardinals are looking to defeat the Cavaliers for the first time since 2019. Now Louisville is coming off their loss to Boston College on Saturday, and Malik Cunningham did get hurt in that game, so the Cardinals are hopeful he'll be ready to go for this game, and hopefully the Cardinals will rebound and bounce back on the road. The other side of the Virginia Cavaliers coming off their loss to Duke on Saturday, and Brendan Armstrong and the Cavaliers are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this ACC rivalry showdown, this one should be a good quarterback showdown. Hopefully Malik Cunningham will be good to go for Louisville versus Brendan Armstrong for Virginia. This one's going to be good. But coming from me, I am going to go with hopefully Malik Cunningham and the Louisville Cardinals to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the Virginia Cavaliers in a close one. And now next matchup. It is a Big Ten East rivalry showdown between the undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes heading to East Lansing, Michigan to face the Michigan State Spartans. Now this is the 51st meeting between Ohio State and Michigan State. Ohio State leads the old-time series 35-15. Now the Buckeyes have won the last 6 meetings over Sparty, and Sparty's looking to defeat the Buckeyes for the first time since 2015. Now Ohio State's coming off their big victory over Rutgers on Saturday. C.J. Stroud had another big game, and the Buckeyes are looking to continue winning ways and remain undefeated. There's the idea of the Michigan State Spartans coming off their loss to the Maryland Terrapins on Saturday, and Michigan State's really having a rough season, and they're looking to rebound and bounce back in the best way possible by knocking off an undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes team at home. So coming from me in this Big Ten East rivalry showdown, Peyton Thorne versus C.J. Stroud. This one should be good, but I'm just going to say this. I think the only team that's going to beat Ohio State this season is possibly Michigan. So coming from me, I am going to go with C.J. Stroud and the undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Michigan State Spartans in a potential blowout. O-H-I-O. And now next matchup. It is an ACC Atlantic rivalry showdown, and it's the battle for the O'Rourke McFadden Trophy between the undefeated Clemson Tigers heading to Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts to face the Boston College Eagles. Now this is the 32nd meeting between Clemson and Boston College. Clemson leads the old-time series 29-2. Now the Tigers have won the last 11 meetings over the Eagles, and the Eagles are looking to finally defeat the Clemson Tigers for the first time since 2010. Now Clemson's coming off their big victory at home on Saturday, defeating North Carolina State. College Game Day was there last week, and it was raucous in Columbia, South Carolina. And Dabo Swinney and the Tigers are looking to continue winning ways and get it done on the road and remain undefeated. There is the idea of the Boston College Eagles coming off their big victory over Louisville on Saturday, and the Eagles are looking to continue winning ways and knock off the undefeated team in the ACC known as the Clemson Tigers. So coming from me in this ACC Atlantic rivalry showdown in the battle for the O'Rourke McFadden Trophy, does Boston College have a chance here? Yes, but it's a very slim chance. So coming from me, I'm going to go with Dabo and the Clemson Tigers to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Boston College Eagles in a potential blowout. And now next matchup. It is an SEC West rivalry showdown between the Texas A&M Aggies heading to Tuscaloosa, Alabama to face the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now this is the 15th meeting between Texas A&M and Alabama. Alabama leads the old-time series 11-3. Now, the Aggies won last year's meeting over Alabama. I think that was Alabama's only loss in the regular season before losing to Georgia in the national championship game last year. And Bama's looking to defeat the Aggies for the first time in 2 years. Now, the Aggies are coming off their loss to Mississippi State on Saturday, and Jimbo Fisher is looking for his Aggies to rebound and bounce back in the worst way possible against the reigning SEC champions on the road. Their side, you have the undefeated Alabama Crimson Tide coming off their big victory over Arkansas on Saturday. Bryce Young did get hurt in that game, but it didn't stop Alabama from putting up 40 points against Arkansas. And Nick Saban is looking to continue this amazing run once again with the Crimson Tide and looking to get it done at home and remain undefeated. So coming from me in this SEC West rivalry showdown, Jimbo Fisher versus Nick Saban. This one should be good, but coming from me, I'm going to go with hopefully Bryce Young and the Alabama Crimson Tide to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Texas A&M Aggies. Roll Tide! And now the next matchup. It is an SEC rivalry showdown known as the Deep South's oldest rivalry between the Auburn Tigers heading to Athens, Georgia to face the reigning national champions, the undefeated Georgia Bulldogs. Now this is the 127th meeting between Auburn and Georgia. Georgia leads the all-time series 62, 56, and 8. Now the Bulldogs have won the last 5 meetings over the Tigers, and the Tigers are looking to finally defeat the Bulldogs for the first time since 2017. Now Auburn is coming off their loss in the Tiger Bowl, losing to LSU on Saturday, and the Tigers are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road and knock off the #1 team in the nation on the road. Their side, you have the undefeated reigning national champions, the #1 team in the nation right now, the Georgia Bulldogs, coming off their close victory over Missouri on Saturday. Georgia was down that whole game till the 4th quarter when Stetson Bennett turned it around for the Bulldogs and came out with a road victory. And the Bulldogs are looking to continue winning ways and remain undefeated with a victory at home. So coming from me in this SEC rivalry, the Deep South's oldest rivalry, I am going to go with Stetson Bennett and the undefeated reigning national champions, the Georgia Bulldogs, to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Auburn Tigers in a close shootout. And now the big matchup. The big matchup in week number 6 for me, it is a massive Big 12 rivalry showdown. And it is one of my favorite rivalries as an Oklahoma Sooner fan because it's the Red River Showdown between the Texas Longhorns facing my Oklahoma Sooners. Now this is the 118th meeting between Texas and Oklahoma. Texas leads the all-time series 62, 50, and 5. Now the Sooners won the last 4 meetings over the Longhorns, including even that last year come from behind victory over Texas, and the Longhorns are looking to finally defeat my Sooners in this Red River Showdown for the first time since 2018, 4 years ago. Now, Texas is coming off their big victory on Saturday night over West Virginia, and I heard that Quinn Ayers, their quarterback, could be ready for this game, but Hudson Card had a big game in his as the backup quarterback for Texas. So it's either going to be Hudson Card or Quinn Ewers for the Texas Longhorns if they want to end their losing streak against my Oklahoma Sooners. Their side, you have my Oklahoma Sooners coming off their beatdown loss to the TCU Horned Frogs on the road. We really got our asses kicked, and TCU took out our quarterback Dylan Gabriel, and we couldn't even recover after that. So I'm hopeful Dylan Gabriel will be back, and this is Brent Venables' first Red River Showdown against Texas. So we're going to see if he can do what Bob Stoops has done for us. We're going to see if Brent Venables can do what Bob Stoops, Lincoln Riley, and what's his name? Barry Switzer did for Oklahoma, and that's beat Texas in this Red River Showdown. So coming from me in the Red River Showdown in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, between these hated Big 12 rivals to wrap up week 6. Oh, man. The game last year was easily one of my favorites. I mean, Oklahoma was down that whole game, came back and won. I have a good feeling we could have this could be another big shootout, back and forth showdown, but I am going to go with hopefully Dylan Gabriel, Brent Venables, and my Oklahoma Sooners to rebound and bounce back here and defeat the Texas Longhorns in a slobber knocker. Boomer damn Sooner. And those are my Week 6 college football predictions. Now I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below, who do you see winning in week number 6 of the college football season? And let me know, who do you think is having the best year right now and who is having the worst year right now? And as always, represent your college football teams in the comment section. Even if they're having a very rough year like Colorado and Colorado State, or having an amazing year like Alabama, Kansas, and Georgia, represent them in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment. can, like it, and of course reply right back to you, because comments and your opinions are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching my Week 6 college football predictions today, guys. Again, thank you guys so very much for all the support. We're going into a big month on the channel in the month of October, so hopefully you guys will be along for the ride. Now, before you guys go, as always, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, guys can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. We are getting dangerously close to 1,100 subscribers on the channel. So again, thank you guys for all your support. And if you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you guys waiting for? If you're a fan of professional wrestling when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Elite Wrestling, the WWE and Ring of Honor, and you're a fan of professional sports when it comes to Major League Baseball, the NBA, the NHL, college football, and the NFL, super kick that subscribe button, folks. It's free, and you become part of this bigger, dangerous alliance. And I will see you guys later today for my Week 5 NFL predictions. Hopefully this week for my New Japan Pro Wrestling's Declaration of Power 2022 predictions, Switchblade Tamatonga 2, Ishimori Kushida 2, and Jeff Cobb Okada 2. And hopefully that same week, my official 2022 Major League Baseball postseason wildcard predictions. Later days, guys, and peace.